Listen, John, we need to talk about what happened.
If I were the devil,
Whoa,
first thing
put it
that
down.
I'd
Put
do
it down.
is I'd come off like I
John,
ever
it's fine.
gave
John,
a
put the
damn
gun down,
about
John. You in no state. We
Let you
can't go
catch a
around like
peek
this.
of all your
Got each other's throats.
greatest desires. And
Start
I'd watch
again.
the flames
Fresh,
in
clean
your
slate.
eyes burn like hellfire.
Atticus,
Yeah, we gotta talk.
what's going on?
Gabriel,
What about him?
his memory came back and you won't like it.
All right.
We're having a vote about what we're gonna do with him. Do you want to hear it from the horse's mouth himself?
Just tell me
I
what
went inside there.
what happened.
His wife and kid was killed by cannibals or something like that. They were eating them. So he caught up to these cannibals, captured them, and he ate them.
Jesus
He
Christ.
enjoyed it. Now it's our decision here at New Hope, a place for second chances, what we're going to do with him. He openly gave his weapons up. He told everybody here to keep their weapons pointed at him when he gave his weapons up. He said he does not want to be exiled from here, that he's a dead man if he goes to the mainland anyways, and he'd sooner me put a bullet in his head. He also said that he wants to stay here because he feels like this is the closest thing he's had to a family since he had his family.
He don't know us that well. He just came here 3 days ago. If the man
know.
says eating
John.
man and he says he enjoys it, I get he was wrong.
He enjoyed it.
But cannibalism.
He enjoyed the fact that he got them back for what they did to his family. He enjoyed it because of that. He said since then he's never eaten anybody since. He's never hurt anybody since. He got his memory back this morning. I was around. He had guns. He could have killed me if he wanted to.
Why would he be a dead man if he goes back?
I don't know. That's why I asked you if you want to go talk to him yourself.
I want to talk
He's
to
right
him.
over there, locked in that room.
Not so good.
Clark did the right thing. Clark locked him up straight away.
Which room is he in? That one right there?
One by the fire.
All right.
Not do anything rash. We're having a vote.
Everything. Thank you as well, Clark.
Gabriel.
You want the door open or locked? Yes.
There's a bunch of us here. Open the door. Just if you try something dumb, keep guns on him.
I made sure he doesn't have any weapons on him.
All right. Tell me your story straight and truthful. All right?
Tell you the same way I told Atticus. Before I came to this island, I lived in a small coastal town. I was there with my wife and my son. We'd left the town for a couple of years living out in the woods in a cabin. And then we came back because I needed gear. I needed loot. I needed anything I can scavenge. I needed ammo. While I was doing that, I left them in our old home. And they were taken by cannibals. For 2 months, I hunted these cannibals. For 2 months, all I sought was to find my family and end the lives of every person that hurt my family. And when I finally found these cannibals, all I found was my wife with her legs missing and what I only could assume to be the remnants of my son. and I sought revenge. In a way that most people wouldn't agree with. But I gutted every single one of them except for the leader. I tied him to a post. I cooked his friends in front of him. And I looked him dead in his eyes while I ate his friends in front of him, and he cried. And he begged me to stop. And he told me to kill him. He wanted me to stop. And all I could feel in that moment was the sweetest, most wonderful revenge I think anybody could ever take. Because I didn't enjoy eating human meat, to be honest with you. It doesn't taste good. It's not a good feeling. It makes you sick to your stomach. But you know what helped calm my stomach? Watching him cry and beg the same way he made my family, or the same way he made my wife cry and beg for them to stop eating our son. I'm not a cannibal. You could classify me as one if you want, but I would never eat human meat again. If I had to go back and replay that, though, I'd do the same thing to them that I did last time. Not because I enjoyed eating human meat, but because I know I'd be in the same fit of rage, and I would do the same thing again.
Atticus told me
Hello?
if I were
Let
to...
me back in. Go get him to let me back in.
Is that, Maestro? Go give him the code to the door. He needs it. You get in?
Maestro has a
Thanks.
code. It was somebody else.
I don't recognize the voice quite then. First things first.
One of the lights.
So, Gabriel. When you confessed this to them, you said to keep a gun on you, pointed at you. Do you remember everything about your past?
I do. I remember everything since I got to this island as well. People I met, the things that they've done, the way they function.
How'd you lose your memory?
I was chased by a bear. While I was out moving around with my gear, I planned on leaving Freehold. And while I was being chased by the bear, I ended up walking off a cliff by accident.
Okay.
And then when I woke back up, I couldn't remember anything at the moment. I limped my way to the capital and came across Clark.
Why do you think if I sent you back out there, it would be a death sentence?
Because I have nothing else to fight for. New Hope to me isn't just a place that I sauntered into and accepted. After Clark told me what he told me about New Hope, and after Danielle told me what she told me about New Hope, I realized you guys are a fresh start. A new opening on life. A new way to live. Something to fight for. Something worth putting my hands in the dirt and getting them dirty.
Alright.
Something I'd lay down my life for.
I guess let's go talk. Let's lock this door again. Oops.
You're fine.
You get it.
I'll get it.
So everyone here. So everyone here has heard that story today, right?
Danielle.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm inside. 1 second.
Who do we all have here? Is Krieg and Dwight.
There's 2 new people that Dwight brought today.
What's your names?
Yep, I'm Raymond. I work for Dwight, that's all.
All right.
The other fellow to the left to him, that's Cole. I've known him for a little bit. I brought him here. It's
Okay.
me here. Allison's still asleep. The others, I don't know where they are.
Anyone else inside camp awake? Or is it just, this is all of us right here? Simon awake?
I don't know about
Atticus not
Simon.
awake.
Y'all heard the story, right? Every one of you?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they're from New Hope or not. Dwight's here now for good, John.
That's good.
So everybody's opinion here counts.
I can see that.
There's three choices, John. Three choices. And you raise your hand to the choice that you agree with.
Before we
Option
Before we
one.
say anything, let me say this. I think we gotta consider you're at New Hope. This man, I don't know him well. I've only known him for a few days. Clark's known him for a bit. I don't know how much of his story I believe yet. And then you gotta consider is what other people outside of New Hope, when this gets out, because it will, as people talk, they hear there's an ex-cannibal, or whatever people want to call him, what he did, rumor mill gets going, what kind of problems that might bring. So consider that in your vote. Before we vote, is there anything else anyone wants to say, bring up, before we make a decision?
Yeah, Clark, I think you should tell John what you told me about everything before you detain him and put him in there. Just so he has a clear understanding of how long you've known him, and he's never caused you any harm.
Well, I met Mike, the other guy you've met, and he was nice enough to bring me into his home, and I lived with him for a few days, and then I met a guy named Scuba and a guy named Samuel, which is apparently, or was, Gabriel, and we all agreed that we didn't want to be involved in the conflict that was going on in that town, and that it would be safer to stick together, to have each other's backs. You know, those of us that didn't want to be involved, we got to watch out for each other, and so we decided to move all into a building together. And I mean, I don't know him much longer than you guys do, but in the time that I knew him, he never...
Go on, continue, Clark. John's back.
Oh, well, yeah, that was kind of where I was going with the story was, I mean, the amount of times that I've laid my head down in the same room as him, he could have just rolled over and slit my throat in my sleep. But here I stand, you know. When he told the story to us, I thought about putting a bullet in him, but then I kept thinking to myself about what this place is and what this place means. And as you said earlier, Atticus, it's in the name. New hope, a new start, second chances, redemption, a new life. I think if we're gonna think about, like you said, John, what other people on the mainland are gonna think about this when they hear this story, if they hear this stuff, how they're gonna view us. We also need to think about the fact that this man, he didn't have to tell us shit. He could have woke up this morning, remembered things, and kept it to himself. But here he is, in my opinion, asking for a second chance. How does that look for the people who claim to give new hope to people, second chances, to deny somebody of that? I think that's something we need to consider as well.
Like I said as well, we need to consider that he was around myself, Maestro, and Danielle today with weapons, and he had his memory back.
First thing he did when he met me today was ask me if I knew where Clark, John, and Atticus were so he could tell you.
Alright then. To that vote. Atticus, what are those three options?
The three options were the options that he gave me. Option
Wait,
one.
he gave you? gave you these?
Well, he gave me 2 of them. But option 1 is we send him back to the mainland, send him packing. Option 2, put a bullet in his head and forget about it. And option 3 is a second chance.
All right, then. There's 3 options, then. I don't have anything others to add to it.
Who votes for option 1? Send him packing.
Hold
Raise
on.
your hand.
Before we actually raise our hands here, I need to say something. First of all, this here badge was Lucas putting it there. I think the way that you spoke about how things going forward, John, the sheriff needs to make this call. I know we're all putting our hands in this and trying to decide here what will happen. I think it would go better if we had a sheriff deciding.
That's not the time for that right now. A sheriff merely enforces the law. He does not decide the law.
We do need to form a council, but right now we don't have that. And we will pick a council out when the time is right.
We're about there, and we have enough people now, but that hasn't happened yet, so we can't think about that right now.
Yeah, it's just, I'm worried. Let's say we do let him go, or we give him a second chance. We are taking a huge risk here.
I do got something to say at the end of this, but it's going to be after the voting. You'll see why it makes sense.
Okay. All those in favor to send him back to the mainland, raise your hand. All those in favor, put a bullet in his head and forget this ever happened, raise your hand. And to give this man a second chance, raise your hand.
All right, let me speak now. I'll tell you why I didn't vote. Those who want to give him a second chance, listen, because I knew this would be divided. Give him a second chance here. Those who decided they want to bullet on him will talk about him. I know it. They'll tell their friends there's a cannibal living here. It's just the way people are. I'm not saying they'll do it for ill will, but they'll do it because they're not comfortable with that choice made. People out there won't see the picture you guys want to see it, the way I wish it could be. That we could have a man, self-proclaimed cannibal, be here, reformed. Yes, we gave a man an option, a second chance to better himself, and we look good for that to some, but others just won't see it that way. They'll bring conflict to our front doors. They might think we're all cannibals at that point. I wish he would have never told us, any of us, that he's done this. Yes, he didn't attack anyone. It was good to you, Clark. But the long run of things, I've always said, trust when you can, but don't shoot yourself in the back with a foot by going out on a limb for someone you really just don't know. That could be a threat. If, for example, he had a different issue, he got in a fight and he killed someone out of self-defense, but he didn't want to kill them, or the situation was different, this man hunted someone down in revenge. Rightfully so, I believe, in a way, but then decided to eat people. His story could be accurate, could be true. Or he's telling us the pieces he wants us to hear. Another thing I gotta consider, he's given us the options. To me, it sounds a little manipulative. trying to appeal to us because he knows what it is. So I vote for my vote to put a bullet in him. Because if we don't, nobody's gonna see us the same way afterwards, knowing that we have a cannibal underneath our roof. Wherever his reason was or is, people won't see it that way. Rumors will spread. Then people will come here looking for a fight. In the end of the day, my thought is the greater good of everyone here, what benefits the many over the few. I cannot risk the safety of everyone here on one man's life, unfortunately. This is a hard call to make, but we've also voted. Let's do one more vote, though, between the two. Bullet in his head, or he stays here. Everybody who wants to put a bullet in his head right now, raise your hand again.
Can I ask a question before?
Sure.
I'll respect whatever decision's made here. But everybody that's here was a gamble, weren't they? I mean, you said that you can't risk people being here that might hurt other people, but I mean, you brought me here, Maestro's here, Danielle's here.
You didn't listen to me.
I mean, those were all risks.
I did take risks.
Have you
I
eaten
will
somebody?
take risks. But you're
Well, no,
ignoring
but
the piece
you
there.
asked that man to be honest, and then you said that you wish that he wasn't honest.
I wish he
I'm
didn't.
not trying to argue with you. I'm just trying to say what I'm feeling.
I understand.
I'll respect whatever decision's made.
It's not an easy choice.
I wish we could. I wish we could give him a second chance. It's too risky.
Well, right now
I've
it's
been
4v4.
We can't make a decision if we don't agree. All right.
I understand. I understand you completely. Wanting to put a bullet in his head. Thought about it. That man lost a lot. He lost his family.
We all did. That's no excuse. We all
No, it's
lost
not.
something.
It's not an excuse. But putting a bullet in a man's head, doesn't that make us just as bad as him? Whether we hit somebody or not. We were supposed to be about second chances.
Well, maybe we should let him say his final piece to the group then. Before everybody
Sure.
places their final vote, I guess.
Why don't you go on over there, Clark, and bring him out? Tie his hands up. There's some rope on the well there.
Ah, Jesus. I'm gonna get warm by the fire. I don't know who else
I'll
is
go
fucking
with him.
freezing. Yeah, go with him.
I don't like the position we're in. You know that tale,
Yeah, me neither.
that puzzle, whatever you would call it, the social experiment. There's one guy on a rail track, 4 others on the next track. You gotta decide to pull the lever. Which way does it go? That's what it's looking like right now.
Whatever happens, we don't fall because of this. We keep going. We made it this far together. We become stronger together.
Do you understand what it means by second chances? Even if someone doesn't get a second chance, there's still many others who do.
I understand.
Things aren't so black and white.
So I
You
understand.
don't- I guess I should sing this to Clark, but I just wanted to say that.
Sure.
Well, wait a minute. Let the others get back.
Well, whatever we do here, there is a storm rolling in. I will just mention that it's never a good idea to have somebody restrained during a storm.
All right. Let's put him back inside. Put him back inside for now. We'll speak after it blows by. Weather's getting bad anyways. Figure it out here shortly. Till then, let's get everyone inside and warmed up.
We didn't ask for this. It's landed on us to decide. Whatever's decided, I'll be fine with it. But I need everyone here to truly consider whether they want to live next to someone like that, knowing that any day he could just fucking snap. I'm saying this now, I don't feel safe here. I can't have Allison be under the same roof as that man. I guess it's better that we live over that way across the valley. Don't have to see him. But you need to all understand, he could be fine today, tomorrow, in a week or two. What happens if that switch goes off? Before you make up your mind, you think on that. All of you. Said my piece.
There's something I want to say.
Go for
I
it.
understand what you're saying about, secrets. They don't hold up too well here. It's a call. Before you know it, we'll be labeled cannibals. I understand that. But there's something else that I raised my hand to save that man. And maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, who knows. But I do want to keep everybody safe here. That's my job. That's what I'm doing. That's what you're doing. Now, there's one request that he wants. He wants to see somebody named Chase. He wants to say sorry. Hear me out here. If we kill him in those walls, Dwight knows, you know, Danielle knows, Clark knows, everybody knows. That's going to get out. That's not going to be a secret for long either.
I wasn't going to.
Not only are we going to be... We're still murderers, no matter what. He came from a community. He knows Chase. Old Bastion place. If they find out that we killed him, maybe they'll start a war with us or something too. Listen, we can do this better. We make everybody hear that he wants to say sorry to Chase. Right? And everybody knows that we took him to the mainland. Myself and you will take him to the mainland on the boat to say sorry to Chase. When we get to the mainland, we'll put a bullet in his head and say he got away. That way nobody knows. Just you and I.
Does sound like a better way to figure this out. Simple, we just tell him he got away, ran off,
That's what we say. He ran away.
never made it to Chase.
He doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to be seen again. Maybe somebody else got him.
Let's try it. See if they go for it. You and
That's
I
the only
can-
other option.
You and I can keep this quiet. Keeps the peace. People don't think we got a cannibal here no more. They think he's got away, doing his own thing now. As I was just gonna say let him go and see where it goes, but then the consequences of that could be, what if he does kill more people and eat them? Right?
We housed him. Yeah, correct.
So
Shit.
we do your idea then, and that solves any potential issues. It's a hard call to make to keep people safe here. God, I was not expecting some shit like this, I'll tell you.
Me neither.
All right. Let's do this.
Hold on, Allison, that you?
Yeah, Dwight, that's me.
Dwight! Dwight!
Yeah, I'm just outside. Hold on.
John.
Hey.
We should tell Dwight that, he has a final request.
I figure we'll do
Alright,
that
you
in
told
front
me
of
to come here if
everyone.
you want at the house.
Or what were you saying?
Let's go inside and tell everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, Gabriel told me something.
What's that?
He has a request. While you were all chatting inside, I went and spoke to Gabriel. He had a request. He wants to say something to somebody on the mainland. He wants to apologize for something that he did. After that, he says he doesn't mind if we put a bullet in his head.
Did he say what it was?
He didn't say what it was. He just said he wanted to say sorry for something that he's done. To a man named Chase.
Yeah.
That's not going to be possible. Chase is dead.
Yeah.
Is it the right Chase?
Well, we can
There's
always
one I
find
know of.
out. If he doesn't know that Chase is dead, just ask him where Chase lived. If he tells us that Chase lived in Freehold, in Old Bastion, then that's Chase. Chase is dead. He's not going to be able to.
Okay.
John, I know that now's not the time, but I do need to tell you later on about some other stuff that happened after you guys left and I went out with Ethan.
Okay.
So. I want you to know I'm not trying to argue with you. Again, I respect whatever decision's made.
I understand you want to be heard. I think I'm making sure I'm heard too, you know? Just in case a
Absolutely.
perspective is not seen.
I respect the fact that this whole scenario, this whole thing is being taken as seriously as it is. Because I think it does deserve deep conversation and deep thought. And I'm glad to see that people here aren't just, rash decision makers. It's nice to know that everybody's had an opportunity to say their piece. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. I take pride in the people I've chosen to be here. This is a fragile thing we have here. I think a common misconception people have about my idea of New Hope is that things are black and white. It's not that simple. I will not give some a chance, and others I will. In this world, getting a second chance is a rare thing. And I think I bring that about more often than most would ever get. I may not be perfect, but I have to consider your lives, everyone here.
But you're hearing from all the people that live here, and I think that's what allows people to have respect a leader. So thank you for allowing everybody to, talk about how they're feeling.
I just hope the right call's made, and only time will tell.
I was just telling Gabriel our situation on the chase thing, but it's a different chase. Somebody else. And you would like to go and say sorry, wouldn't you?
Atticus, I'm sorry. I can't lie. If it's the chase from Freehold, then it was the chase that I know.
Yeah, it's fine. John already knows. It's the rest of the people over there that's going to shoot you here in New Hope. Myself and John are going to take you somewhere so you can say your piece. We know where Chase is buried.
So the vote's already been made, and they want me dead.
Not if you just say what I just told you to say.
Atticus, I know what you're trying to do, but it's starting to get more complicated than it needs to be. You and I, when the vote's completed, take him outside the walls, get the job done as it is. Seems like that's what we're stuck to.
I don't think anybody's stuck to anything, John. We all make decisions. Sometimes you live with those decisions, sometimes you rebuild from those decisions.
I told you we can't do that. Not here.
We can't.
What the fuck is he doing?
Can't be spending too much time on this either.
How about we vote everybody that's mad at there's another lady here now too, right?
The other option is we vote to release him to the mainland.
Well, let's vote again then.
People don't want to see him dead. It's obvious he can't live here. Do the vote one last time. Whatever happens, happens.
So I can sit around in a circle jerk, and pussyfoot around with a cannibal sitting next to me.
We're thinking about revoting because there's somebody else here now.
Cole.
You might think it's pussyfooting, but listen here. In this town, if we make a wrong call and we do something too quickly, dumb shit happens. We take our time.
Yeah, dumb shit happens. Yeah, your cannibal sits in the shed and gets to leave or does whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's just circle jerking and pussyfooting around. You got a cannibal in the
Cole.
room.
I've seen shit like this before. Not like this, maybe.
Yeah, and I have too.
If
I was
you-
a detective before all
if
this. I
you
know what goes on.
Rush things, you should know that shit gets messy. He's in there right now.
Yeah.
He's locked up. When the choice is made, the choice is made. Right now, you can't run off. You can't
Does he know
shoot no one.
Chase?
Yeah, he
No,
knows
does
Chase
he know
is dead.
Chase?
So, we're gonna do one last vote. I know it's gonna be pretty much. Just so people here feel like they have a choice. Get in the vote, get in to see what's going on here. Because I'm not just thinking about this bullshit's going on, but we gotta think about folks who might just have a different perspective in general.
Oh, Jesus, Simon. Fuck.
All right,
Yeah.
everyone, let's go. Let's get in the middle here. A choice needs to be made.
Allison.
Why you lost?
Simon.
What's going on?
Gabriel, he got his memory back. He's a cannibal.
Yeah.
He's locked up over there in that shed.
We missing anyone?
Voting. Hands up.
Raymond. But I think we already know his position on this.
Yeah, we do.
I'll talk for him.
Needs to be back in a minute, just in case.
No, he needed to sleep.
All right.
Really tired.
All right then, Atticus. Let's make this vote happen.
All those in favor to send Gabriel back to the mainland, alive and well, raise your hand. Can you hear me back there?
Yeah, we hear you
Now
now.
I can.
All right. All those in favor for sending Gabriel back to the mainland, alive and well, raise your hand.
So
All those in favor
Go ahead.
put a bullet in Gabriel's head, raise your hand.
Simon, you just voted twice.
I didn't know what all we were voting for. But I'm fine with either.
Should be doing this.
Pick the one that keeps us safe, Simon. Can't take any more risks, no more.
All those in favor to give Gabriel a second chance, raise your hand. All right. We shouldn't be doing this here.
It's got to be done. Let's get him.
No.
All right.
And they were eating him in front of him.
Let's take him out.
Cole, come with me.
You want me to open the door, John?
Yeah, we'll take him out into the fields.
Yeah.
Just want you to know that.
Alright,
Hey,
it's not your fault.
I didn't want this. Not here. A lot of people are going to talk about this now. A lot of people don't know what they're doing. I'm going to say that.
All right, let's hurry up.
Gabriel, do me a favor, face the back wall. Don't make any sudden movements.
Got a rope? Good. Walk ahead of me towards the gate.
If you're putting me down, can I at least request where you do it?
What difference does it make?
Guess it doesn't make one.
Let's just take you out to the open field there and face you one direction. Not much to it. Unless you want a view of the ocean.
Oh. I was hoping for a chance to say my piece to some capacity.
I'll allow that little. Might as well.
I chose to trust you enough to tell all of you. Could have kept it to myself. But I chose not to, John. Because I gave you my word that I would tell you should I remember anything.
You kept your word on that, you're right.
I had every reason to lie, and I chose not to. I had every reason to run, and I didn't run.
Okay.
I can tell you right now, John, the man you're gonna deal with, Hawthorne, you need more people. You don't have enough. And I don't think you have enough people who know how to shoot a rifle. Not properly enough to take him down. Not his people. He plays hit and run strategies. His entire goal is to wear you down slowly. So if you're gonna fight him, you need to fight him on your own turf. Don't take a fight to him, let him take a fight to you. It's easier to wear him down that way. If he comes here for a meeting, your best recommendation is to put him down while he's here. Cut the head off the snake, and the rest will run.
Right over there. Snow's edge. Right there's fine. You have any more words you want to say?
Is this really what you want to do, John?
Before you...
You truthfully think...
Can I talk to him for a little bit? Just quick talk.
You have a few minutes.
The man's unarmed. Can we untie him and let him have a cigarette at least?
No more concessions. It's final.
Bill? Yes or no?
What was that?
Do you still want that? That one the promise you want me to do?
No. I'm not gonna put that on you.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just know that that didn't change.
I know.
Gabriel, would you face the ocean, please?
John, if you're gonna put a bullet in my head, I'm gonna look you in your eyes while you do it.
I don't know if he would have done something different. I'll bury him. Just unmarked.
Should mark it. He was not a cannibal by choice. Maybe he was, but he did it out of revenge. People cared about him. Mark his grave.
Yeah. I'll get the shovel. You gonna come with me, Cole?
Let's go get it.
You warm enough?
Yeah.
Trust you to watch over him while Dwight gets the shovel.